Hi everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here, this time reviewing on issue 28 of the Image Comics of Transformers. Now, we're pretty much on issue 28, and I do admit, after seeing issue 27 and going into issue 28, it's going to be interesting to see what new ideas, takes, and new stuff that Robert Kirkman will give us during his run of the series. And the cover mainly has Bulkhead and Mirage getting ready for action, and the story starts off in the Nemesis after Megatron's little freakout saying, "Release me, Desmere! Constructicons, hold him down before he damages the Nemesis!" And it also becomes clear that obviously Megatron bringing up Desmere and everything else is his time back in the trials, showing how PTSD and that, and also the dark matrix of leadership, has also corrupted Megatron even worse now. And we even see how after calming down, meeting up with Skywarp, he later learns about the Autobots having Soundwave at the Ark, and can even give them the sort of know-how to kind of take down whatever Autobots are still at the Ark. And it's even clear that even Rumble is starting to question if Megatron really is sane in that. And we even see how Optimus and Ultramanus begins the sort of process to turn RC into a Magnus. And we even see how the whole point of Magnus is like a brothers-in-arms title. It's something that's given to the best of the best. And we even see Optimus saying, "I just don't know how this sits with me, Magnus. This is a title traditionally carried for life. It is unusual for one to simply step down. I have made my decision." And you can tell Optimus isn't too sure about it, as he knows Ultramanus was the best of the best, and it's just unsure if RC really could be up for the job. And we even see how Soundwave voices his disgust at Thundercracker joining the good guys, but Thundercracker makes a point, and this is where even Soundwave is brought a harsh question, saying, "Happen to someone you care about." And you can tell right away Soundwave wants to admit that he might be right, but he just can't. And this is Thundercracker hoping that someday Soundwave might figure things out, but maybe he won't. And sometimes people can figure things out, others can't. Some people are too blinded by their own paths to see that other people have to be a bit more realistic with them. And we see at Shadow Watch Underground Base, Miles Mayhem makes his big getaway and uses his new mask stuff, and of course, mainly gets away in his helicopter, despite General Flag and the others trying to stop him, and obviously gets away in his own helicopter. And obviously, General Flag wanting to get Matt Tracker, setting up to the ideas of a potential Mask Image comic book series. So we even see how, after everything that's happened, Carly and Spike head back to Spike's dad's house and has to kind of find a new path that he wants to kind of do now, after seeing everything that he's witnessed. And we see how RC gets her upgrade to RC Magnus, her saying, "Waking up in a new body is quite an adjustment. Everything feels so odd. All my movements are off. Feel strange." And we even see how Optimus still wants Ultramanus to be part of the team still, as he knows Ultramanus has the skills and experience, and RC has come just off the sort of assembly line. He knows obviously Ultramanus was the best of the best, and he can't afford to lose him right now with everything going on with the Decepticons. And we see Optimus saying, "That is all I ask, thank you." And we see how Beachcomber and the other Autobots are amazed by her new upgrade, and Bulkhead saying, "Hey, you got this missile and everything. I've been a long time since we've had a new Magnus. Exciting." "Thank you, Beachcomber. This is quite an upgrade. You honor us." And we see how Optimus knows that now with more Autobots now, they can now find whatever Decepticons there are and try and take them down. And RC given these sort of sound off. Ultra Madness, Jazz, Wheeljack, Beachcomber, the Aerial Bots, Blaster, Shredhead, Brawn, Jetfire, Mirage, Swipe, Thundercracker, and Bulkhead. But of course, just as they all transform, they wonder where obviously Trailbreaker is. But of course, Trailbreaker gets distracted by the beauty around him until he gets attacked by Megatron, who savagely crushes his head and saying, "Watch and learn, Decepticons," and of course rips him in half and saying, "This is how we deal with Autobots." And you can tell some are disgusted. Well, obviously Skywarp is enjoying it, knowing just how basically too far gone he is, and saying, "No." And of course, he does the most cannibalistic thing, eating the spark and that, showing obviously making it a permanent death, saying, "I drain your spark and bestow upon you a permanent death." And this just shows you Megatron is now too far gone now. And at this point, Megatron has become basically too corrupted, too far gone in that to see reason. And this is the story. So, my best thoughts about issue 28, it's okay, but it's there to set up to the next Bloodbath storyline, showing how Megatron has gone full on Psycho. We kind of see how Thundercracker's now a full-time Autobot, and RC becoming the new Magnus. You can tell it's trying to change the status quo. It's not trying to emulate past Transformer stuff, but it is trying to fit something to a new, completely different storyline. So it definitely deserves a thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, but kind of okay. So, Comic Book Reviewer here, signing out.